I'm going to start the training section of this to kind of teach you how to do this, right? Because people get excited and it's a lot of information and everybody goes, what do I do now? Okay, I'm ready to join. I get it. Okay, what do I do? How does it work? So if you're ready to join, you'll get your application set up with the person that introduced you. And I'm going to cover a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to cover how to get started. But number two, I want to talk to you about the fact that you have to do something different. And it may be obvious to most, but it's still not to some. And I'm going to explain that because when everyone looks at just our residual portion, and I'm going to be very candid on today's training because we're wrapping up March. And I want to help you wrap up this month. Stop worrying about April right now and focus on finishing March. The focus needs to be March right now because we have 3 days left in this month. And so many people get in this mindset of putting off until tomorrow what you could do today. It's called procrastination. I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. You have to do it today. You have to make a decision to do something different. And I'm going to show you why. If we just go back to this, and money is not everything unless you don't have any. When you don't have any, it becomes all that people think about. And I want to explain something. And I'm going to start at diamond and higher. Because if you look at diamond at 5,000 or blue diamond at 10,000 or red diamond at 20,000 a month, I want you to understand that everybody sees this and they create what's called a goal. And they create this goal of, I want this. And they set a goal. And here's the harsh reality. And I'm not saying this to offend or upset anyone. But if your goal of reaching an income on here is higher than what you're currently making in this business, I'm not talking about in your life, because what you're doing in your life, most people have been doing it for a certain period of time. And everyone that normally gets a job somewhere, 3 months later, they're better at their job than they were day one. A year later, they're better at their job than they were day one, day 3, day 30, day 90. Day 365 is different. What about day 1,000? It's different. I've been doing this for 30 years, right? There are people in this Zoom that have been doing it longer than me, and they've gotten phenomenal. I'm honored that I went from bad to good to great, but it was work. But I'm going to tell you the work that I did was different than what I was doing. What does that mean? If what you're doing right now in Viago, and if you're brand new, you're not in Viago yet, but you can't get a bigger or higher income doing the same things you're doing today. The same habits you have today, the same way that we think today needs to change in order for our life to change. Like it just does. And that's a pretty simple statement to understand, but it's almost like if you want more muscles on your body and you're not working out, man, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not here to get religious. I love God. I do. But if I pray for muscles or I pray for strength, I'm not going to wake up tomorrow morning with more muscles on my body. I'm just, listen, and some of y'all may have a closer relationship with God. I'm going to break it to you. If you got no muscles on your body now and you talk to the good Lord, he's not going to wake you up in the morning with more muscles. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to go through the work. You're going to have to go through soreness. You're going to have to go through pain. You're going to be put. Now, if you ask for strength, he's going to put you in situations that will allow you to get stronger. But you're going to have to go through something different. And I'm going to explain this to you. This is beautiful. This income. And it's fun to look at. It's even more fun to receive. It's even more fun when it's going into your bank account every single month. But in order for it to get there, there's a couple of things that we have to do. You have to start scheduling things into your life. You have to schedule your business into your life. The simplicity of what we do, ladies and gentlemen, the simplicity of it, right, is number one, we get started. That's number one, which is the membership and the ambassador, the ABS system. That's the ambassador business system. That's number one. Number two, it's simple. We start thinking about who do we know? And we make a list. The biggest thing to this is don't prejudge anybody. Number three is to contact and invite. We will teach you how to do that. We'll even teach you how to make the list. And number four is training. The reason why this is so important is because anytime somebody becomes good at something, there's someone out there that has 100% of the information. And what happens is, in our industry or in life, this person teaches somebody. But the truth is the average person will retain 7 to 10% of what they hear on a first-time basis. Even if you and I are smarter than the average bear and we remember 50%. If this person teaches this person and they remember 50% of the information, they now have 50% of the right information, but they've got 50% of the wrong. And then they teach somebody and they remember 50%, they're now at 25%. And they teach somebody, half of that is 12 and a half. I'm just going to round it to 12. And they teach somebody, they're at 6. And they teach somebody who's at 3. And then you and I come in this industry and we're learning from somebody that has 3% of the information that's correct. That's 97% of the wrong information. And so when people tell me I've done a business like this before, and I go, who trained you? More than likely it was the person that introduced them that has 97% of the wrong information. And so what we did is we created Good Life trainings. And this training system, no matter if it's your first day, your 5th day, your first month, your 5th month, your first year, your 5th year, you can plug in and get 100% of the information 100% of the time. And now you're learning how to do this correctly. Because I'm going to tell you what happens to all of us. See, there's this hierarchy in life, ladies and gentlemen. And the truth of the matter is that it's split up into categories. This is the population. This is the world as we know it right here. There's 27% of the population that are unmotivatable. Unmotivatable. No matter what you say, I say, what they see, like they're going to find something wrong with it. They're unmotivatable. Like, have you ever met someone where you sat there and said, wow, today's a beautiful day? And they go, yeah, the thousand is going to kill you. And you go, well, wait, man, hold on a second. What are we talking about? Like, it doesn't matter what it is. They're going to find something wrong with it. Now, I want you to know something. I personally believe that all of us are unmotivatable at something, at certain things. Like I'm going to tell you right now, for me, Muzafer, there are things that I am unmotivatable. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you will never convince me to have a drop of alcohol in my life. I don't judge anybody for what they do. I am unmotivatable when it comes to drinking alcohol. I've never had a drop. I never will. And there's nothing anyone can say to entice me or excite me to do so. I'm just not, you're unable to motivate me. But when it comes to business success, personal development, that's not me. But there are people that are unmotivatable when it comes to doing something new or trying a new business, or because they've seen someone that didn't get results, they compare themselves to people that have failed. So many people don't do things in life because of somebody else's failure. Wow. I meet them and they go, yeah, my friend had a cousin whose uncle's ex-girlfriend's father worked with somebody that tried something like this and it didn't work. I'm not going to do it. And I'm going, wow, why would you compare yourself to people that have failed? But do you know what? I don't recruit these people. When I find out someone's unmotivatable, I wish them the best. I don't try to convince them to join my business. Write this down. If you have to convince or sell someone hard on joining this, you're going to have to sell them to work. And I'm not trying to do that. Now, there's a big chunk over here of people, which is 60% of the population that are motivatables. Motivatables. 60% of the population. This group of people, when they're around a certain group of people, they do what they do. When they're not around them, they don't. Have you ever met people in school? If you hung out with the people that played sports in school, sooner or later, you liked or loved sports. If you hung out with people that played musical instruments or in choir or in drama or whatever, over time, you become like them. Motivatables are people that when they're around someone, they're motivated to do it. When they're not around someone, they're not. I believe all of us are motivatable in certain areas in life. For me, when I'm around my friends that love working out in the gym, man, I'll go work out in the gym. I'm a motivatable when it comes to that. I'm telling you all the truth. I had to get into a group with a bunch of guys where we have a deal that we have to do 200 push-ups a day and 150 sit-ups a day. And if not, we owe all the other guys $50 each every day. Because I'm a motivatable when it comes to that. So I had to be with a group of people that I know are doing it just like me. And it motivates me every day when I see my friend Jared put in the text message, done. My other friend put in the text message, done. I'm like, oh my God, I better get mine done or I got to pay them. We're all motivatable in certain areas in our life. Then there are people that are self-motivated. I believe all of you are self-motivated at certain things in life. Me, you don't have to convince me to go to the gym and shoot a basketball. I'm self-motivated to go to the gym. I'm in my peaceful state. I can put on headphones and shoot a basketball and enjoy myself. When it comes to this business, I'm self-motivated. No one has to remind me, call me. No one has to remind me on these Zooms, call me to get on, none of that stuff. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. 3% of the population are motivators. Now, these are the ones that motivate people to do things. I believe we're in all of these categories in different areas in our life. Most of you are self-motivated to go to your job or career because you have to. Because if you don't, you'll get fired and you'll lose your income. So there's some sort of motivation. Maybe it's someone motivating you, which is called your bills, because everybody has residual bills. And if they don't go to their job, those bills are still going to come. So it motivates you to be self-motivated to go to your job, your career. But I'm telling you, when it comes to our business, I want you to understand, when you introduce people to Viago, they're going to fall into this category when it comes to our business. 27% of the people that you will introduce will never do this. Never, never. And that's okay. I don't want them because they're going to find something wrong with everything. They're going to sit there and go, oh, why are the trips only at the places you pick? Well, because you haven't asked to have one made yet. I don't know what to tell you. Like, well, why? Well, why? Well, why this? Well, why? It's like, wow, listen, this ain't for you. When someone's trying to find something wrong with everything, I don't want to be around that person. So that leaves 60, 10, and 3, which is 73% of the population. And the biggest chunk of this is the motivatables. What that means is the majority of people you introduce to Viago, the majority are going to be in this category. So when they're around us, they will do Viago. When they're not around us, they don't do Viago. That's going to be the majority of the people that you introduce that sign up. Because unmotivatables are never signing up. So the ones that sign up, it's because they got excited, because they're around us. And when they're not around us, there's only 2 ways that people are going to go from motivatable. They're either going to go up to self-motivated or they're going to fall to unmotivatable. What determines this? It's who these people hang around. If this person goes and talks to enough unmotivatable people and less around us, they're going to become unmotivated and quit the business. Now, I'm going to prepare you. Most people work 40 hours a week at a job / career. And 99% of the people at their job / career are not motivated to do Viago. And when you have someone that goes back to their workplace and says, I found a way to get us out of here. I found a way to get residual income. I found a business. And these people are going, why would you do that? Why would you rock the boat? Why not just stay here? Why not just, and they're around these people for 40 hours a week. See how many hours are in a week? It's really simple, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7 times 4 is 28. Carry the 2. 7 times 2 is 14. Add the 2. It's 168 hours in a week. If in somebody's week, 40 hours are around unmotivatable people, how many hours are they around us in a week? Because this only leaves 128 and you still got to sleep, you got to eat, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to do a bunch of stuff, which is chewing up these hours. So if they're only around us one Saturday a week and they hear a little bit of training from Saturday, that's only 4 hours a month compared to 40 hours a week, which is 160 hours a month. They're going to become unmotivatable. The other place a motivatable can go is to motivated, self-motivated. You can go from a motivatable to self-motivated. How? Training. Good Life created a program called Inner Circle. Good Life created a training program that's live. I knew that sharing, being a motivator and being self-motivated, I knew that Sherry was self-motivated when it came to her new franchise that she opened. Why? Because she spent $1.5 million. That $1.5 million became her motivator to get Sherry's back end out of bed to go make sure that this beautiful boutique, this beautiful building that she got has clients. Like, I just want you to understand. And so what happened is $1.5 million motivated her. And then she saw Viago. And I knew that I needed to get her to a live event. A live event. If I could get Sherry to a good life training, a live event, then she saw this business. And I was like, I need to, and she's already self-motivated. I'm using her as an example, not like a real Sherry Sharman, because she walked into this business being a motivator. God bless. Every one of us want to recruit them. I'm just telling you right now. And this is a blessing from God for me, like a prayer answered that she's here. The point is that most of the people that you know are going to be motivatables, 90%, because 60 out of the 73, I'm not trying to do too much math, it's 90%. That means that 9 out of 10 are motivatable that join your business. 9 out of 10. You need them in inner circle. You need them at the live events. If not, they're going to spend more hours around unmotivatable people that will get them to stop. Now, the question right now is, which one are you? You're not unmotivatable because you wouldn't be on this Zoom. Thank your lucky stars you're not one of them. Like, I thank God every day. You know, people get upset when they meet an unmotivatable person in this business. It's made people reevaluate. I laugh. Do you know what I say when I meet someone that's unmotivatable? I go, there by the grace of God, go I. That could have been me. Like, oh my God, that could have been me. Thank God that's not me. And I just go back to work. Now, you're not unmotivatable. Thank God. So you're either a motivatable, or you're self-motivated, or you're a motivator. So it's time to be honest. Which one are you right now? It doesn't mean you have to stay there. But ask yourself, are you the person that has all the training scheduled, all the Zooms scheduled, and you're on it, and you're reminding others? Are you the person that already has your tickets for Atlanta? If you're in Europe and Africa, you have your tickets for Greece. If you're in Colombia, you have your tickets for Colombia. Are you that person? Are you the person getting people on Zooms every chance you got? Are you the person calling your upline going, hey, I need another Zoom. I need to launch my business. I need a 3-way presentation. I need to learn this. Are you the person that goes to our team system site, which is Elite Synergy Systems.com? Are you the person that goes here, downloads the PowerPoint, and says, I'm going to learn this? As they do it, I'm going to learn it. Are you that's a self-motivated person? Or are you the person, and there's nothing wrong with this right now, because majority of people are here. When I joined this business, I was a motivatable. And most people have a hard time believing that. I signed up because I went to an office and I was around a bunch of people that were doing it, and I got excited. And then I went home and they're like, we're having a Saturday training. I was like, great. And I overslept until I got the text message from Paul, who was my upline. And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh my God. And it wasn't a text message back then. It was a page. It was a page. I got paged, and my pager went beep, beep, beep. And it kept beep, beep, beeping until I called back, and he answered saying, what are you doing? And I said, oh my God, I forgot. And he was like, Muzafer, get down here. I was like, but I'm late. He goes, I don't care if you get the last 15 minutes of this, you get your butt down here. And I drove 40 minutes to catch the last 15 minutes of the training. I was a motivatable. And then he had to remind me to show up Monday. He had to remind me to come in on Tuesday. He had to remind me to come in on Wednesday. And it took time and training for me to move to self-motivated. It's okay if you're here, as long as you recognize it and you start doing action that takes you towards self-motivated. Well, what action is that? Get in the inner circle. That's step one. That's going to help you become self-motivated. Register for Atlanta or Greece or Colombia. That's step two. That's going to get you closer to self-motivated. Schedule Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday presentations into your calendar where you have an alarm that goes off 30 minutes before to remind you that in 30 minutes you got to be on a Zoom and you need to get one guest on that Zoom. And you have 30 minutes to do so. Now, if you're planning ahead, you're going to be working on getting people on that Zoom beforehand. But that's a listen, if you're looking for what do I have to do to move from motivatable to self-motivated? One, inner circle. Two, Atlanta. Don't just buy your tickets. And why am I saying tickets? Because I want you to bring people. I didn't say ticket. I didn't say ticket. I said tickets. So you can focus on having more than just you there, but get your travel figured out. Get these things done. And if you're in Europe or Africa, it will be Greece. And some of you are going, well, Muzafer, I don't know where in Greece. I know. We're finishing the contract for that. Relax. It's coming. It's coming. In Colombia, that's already set. That's in Bogota. Everything is already done for that. Okay. Number three, it's called schedule. Okay. Mondays at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time PM, which is 9:30 Eastern. That's one time, by the way. It just depends on where you live. And then Central and Mountain and all of it, but you get it. Wednesday, it's the same. And Saturday, it's 9:30 a.m. PST, which is 12:30 p.m. EST, Eastern. On this Zoom Elite Synergy line. Schedule it. Put an alarm 30 minutes before. And then you become the person that's reminding others and not the person that's being reminded. I see Sherry all the time when we start Zooms and I'm watching her and her head's down and she's doing this. She's texting people going, where are you? I don't see you. Because she understands that 90% of her team is here. And she understands that you have to become a professional reminderer. Muzafer, reminderer is not a word. I know. You're gonna hear some Muzaferisms as we hang out more. I know it's not a word, but you understand it. Like me and my friends do this stuff. Like my daughters will remember something, and I'll go. You got such a good remembering, and they're like, Dad, that's not a word. But now they love the word remembering. I'm gonna have fun in life. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun. I'm just telling you. Anyways, become a professional reminderer. And we remind people. I remind people. Get on the call. Hey, where are you? I don't see you. Bring a notepad and pen. Bring a notepad and pen. I'm reminding people to bring a notepad and pen constantly. Take notes. Learn this. We want to help you go from motivatable to self-motivated. Because in time, the people that make the most money are the motivators. And I know that money is not everything, but remember, unless you don't have any, then it is. Money is a tool. The more money you make, the more good you can do. That's why, you know how we started bottled schools is because Janie and Raymond. Raymond has made millions outside of this profession. And he fell in love with this to retire his wife. And then they started doing this together. But they have a lot of money and they wanted to give back to communities. See, when you have money, it's a tool that you can use to do other things. Y'all heard from my friend Stevie B. He loves helping to open churches. How do you do that? Money. Money. Some of you don't want to open a church. You want a Ferrari. How are you going to get it? Money. I'm just saying that no one should tell you what you do with your money. It's okay. Go live your life. The point is that I want to help people go from motivatable, which is 90% of the people, to self-motivated. This is what I want to help people do. I am motivated to help people go from motivatable to self-motivated. This is a passion for me, is to see someone that was here go here. That's my gosh, that's what happened to me. That's why when people go, oh, my friend did this and it doesn't work. Really, you're looking at a live testimonial of training. I am a product of training. It took a motivatable and turned them into a self-motivated motivator. It works. And most of you didn't know me back then, but Sherry did. She remembers me. But when I met Sherry, I earned my way to her. So I was already somewhat self-motivated when I got to Sherry. But she still poured into me to help me go from self-motivated to motivator. See, we will help you go from here to here. And it will be the Troy Browns, the Jesse McPhersons, the Eric G's, the U's, the top leaders in this company that will help you go from self-motivated to motivator. It took someone to coach me and mentor me and help me go from here to here. Our system will help you go from here to here. But here's a couple of steps that you can do to get you in the process. Right now, what I need you to do is think like a self-motivated person and make your list. How would a self-motivated person make their list? Would someone that's self-motivated make a list of 10 people or more? You're right, more. Would it be 20 people or more? You're right, more. A self-motivated person would take all the contacts out of their cell phone, would go to Facebook, would go to Instagram, and they would put everything on a piece of paper. That's what a self-motivated person would do. How do I know? That was me. This is what I did. I'm teaching you what those of us that are self-motivated do. We make this list as big as we possibly can. You know what a motivatable does? They make a list of 10, 20, and then their upline, their self-motivated person goes, let me help you increase your list. If that's you, if your first list was 10, 20 people, it's okay. Let's help you expand it. There's a training that was done. It's in the Inner Circle. Your first month of Inner Circle is free, by the way. Go in there and go to the training that's titled Second Appointment, and it will teach you how to increase your list. There's so many trainings inside of Inner Circle. A self-motivated person would make a massive list. A self-motivated person would say, I need to score in 24. I need to introduce one that says yes. So maybe you'll introduce one and that one says yes. Maybe you need to present to 2 for one to say yes. Maybe you need to present to 3 for one to say yes. But if you're on this Zoom and you're going, Muzafer, I want to be here, self-motivated. Do 1, 2, 3. 4 is make a list. Let's score in 24, which is setting an appointment from this list for us to present Viago to for you. You call the person when this Zoom is done and say, hey, I'm ready to go to self-motivating. That means that I got to do what Muzafer said. Can you help me get my inner circle set up? Can you help me get registered for Atlanta? I'm going to go onto my cell phone and set my calendar. I'm going to increase my list and I'm going to watch the video Muzafer said, and I'm going to put it on paper. And now I need to score in 24. Upline, can you help me? Upline, can you help me? And if your upline is your friend or your family member and they're new, you need to go up the upline and get them to ask their upline. And if they're new, go up the upline and have them ask their upline. Go up the upline and have them ask their upline to come and help you score in 24. Can we help you get to by March 31st, midnight, Pacific Standard Time? How do we do that? All the way up until Monday night, we can present, help you get this done. As we will help you do this. We want to help you go from motivatable to self-motivated. And I'm so excited that we got a chance to talk about this today. And Sherry, I'd love for you to add some of your thoughts and expertise, because you were the one that took me from self-motivated to motivator. I was motivated to sit in your living room, and I would have done as big of lists, as many presentations, whatever it took to get in front of you. And I'm grateful that you've coached me, and you still coach me today, last night, on how to become a better motivator. And I'm grateful for your guidance, but I'd love for you to add the final touches on today's training, because a lot of this information I learned from you. And so thank you again, Sherry, and I'll turn it over to you to help us wrap this up.
Well, thank you. And I'm so excited that you showed them the whole motivational scale, because like all of us, it's like, because I was a Montessori preschool teacher, one of the things that I loved about Marie Montessori, she was a doctor from Europe who designed a school, and she said instead of being called a teacher, to the kids, they were considered guides, and our whole goal was to teach the children how to teach. And that's what I see that's happening right here, is all of us are learning so that you can go out and teach it. And you haven't accomplished it till you can go out and teach it. And that's why these calls are so important, that, you get on and I have people say, oh, I've listened before, I don't have any new guests on, so I'm not going to get on. And I'm like, if you don't have any guests on, the group needs you. We need your support in building this, and every time Shar, she's been putting in the chat, in case you didn't get a chance to see, but she was listing all the sites that Muzafer was talking about. It's like everyone here is working together to help you become successful, and we want you successful. And so that's why I love this training, and I kept letting everybody know I knew it was going to be a home run training where, bases are loaded, and Muzafer got up to bat and he knocked it out of the park. And I knew this was going to happen because we did have a great training session last night. And I knew that he would go into that motivator state of teaching people how to go from unmotivated to motivated. And it's so important, exactly what he was sharing, is when you get a new person in the business, as long as I know that they are getting on these training calls and they're getting on the Zoom calls, I know they're good. When they stop getting on the calls, you know they're out there in the world with all the unmotivated people. And what ends up happening is they get drugged back down. I don't know if you've ever seen a bucket of crabs, and when one crab almost makes it to the top, another crab grabs him and pulls him back down, and because they don't want him getting out to freedom. So it's like that's this world right now. There's so many people that don't have an abundance mindset, and it was so great because we were talking to somebody, and one of the things I love about meeting people from all over the world was they said, that they look for high level thinkers. When I hear something like that, it goes right here on my computer. So it's constant reminder. Another friend of mine, Billy Wright, said, he's looking for people that have a purpose driven life. These are all things. And then the best one, I have to tell you, is my little 8-year-old granddaughter wrote this one for me. And she put it on there because she saw the other ones that said, be happy. Learn to be happy. People like being around happy people. If you talk about all the challenges and you're always focused on the negatives, people don't want to be around you. And I'll tell you right now, last thing they want to do is travel with you. So it's like find positive, motivated people who want to make a difference in this world, that want to help other people, and that's Viago. That is our community. When I say that I've never seen a community as helpful and caring as what we have here, a lot of people are telling me right now, I need to change my center of influence because the people I hang out with are always pulling me down. And I thought, you need Viago. And that's what's happening right now. We're getting people like that. And I mean, I just posted a video of Jared and Kamitsi when they went to Dubai, and they stopped off at Paris, and he created this beautiful video of their experiences. And I'm like, that's your marketing tools. You want to know how to market Viago? Come on and escape with us. My husband and I are already booked. We just got back from Dubai. While we were in Dubai, we booked in for the Greece trip. That's, so it's like we've already got our tickets for the event in Greece because we want to experience the world. And for all of you that are on this call, just know there's a lot of information you're going to learn, but we're going to keep teaching it over and over and over again until you get it, just like we did in school. And our goal is to not only have you be a great student, but to be a great leader and helping us expand this to a worldwide membership club that's the ultimate lifestyle that I've ever seen in anything I've ever experienced. And I want you to know you're all welcome to join. So with that, thank you so much for all of your time. Great call, Muzafer. Thank you so much. Let's open it up and let everybody say goodbye.